I think one of the things that drives me most is the thought of being 80 years old and on my deathbed, and to look back and wonder if I had wasted some of the potential that I had. I think it would be one of the most terrible things to look back and wish that I had done more.
There's no denying that early mornings are hard, but it's a lot easier when you get up knowing that there's a mountain to climb. When I'm up early in the morning, packing my bag for the mountains, I'm always filled with this deep sense of anticipation. I don't know what the day's gonna hold. I don't know if I'll be ready, but I know I want to find out, and that's what gets me out the door in the morning. I don't think there's a way to win in the mountains except by being able to keep coming back. And to me, that's what it's all about. It's not about the summits. It's not about the achievements. It's not about the accomplishments. It's about the joy of being able to return time and time again and progress little by little every time. There's always something around the corner, there's always the next mountain, and there's always the next challenge. But just the joy of being able to pursue that is, I think, what keeps me coming back. When George Mallory was training to climb Everest, he was asked why, and in an interview, he simply responded, "Because it's there." In a lot of ways, that is how I felt when I moved to BC. I didn't have any reason. I didn't grow up in the mountains. Now, looking back on years in the mountains, there are so many things I've learned and so many experiences I wouldn't trade for anything. But that's not why I got into the mountains. It was as simple as looking around me and realizing that those mountains were there, and realizing that I wanted to do everything I could to be in them.
I think as humans, we're inherently goal-oriented creatures, whether we think it or not. We're always moving towards something. And so for me in the mountains, to be able to set my goals high, and then to be able to be constantly orienting myself towards the pursuit of those goals, that has trickled over into almost every other aspect of my life. And I think in that way, the mountains are the greatest teacher. The experience of testing ourselves against everything that nature can throw at us is one of the most incredible gifts you can ever give yourself. I've loved the experience of being able to push past what I would have thought were very hard limits on my capacity, and now realizing that that's actually not true, and that I am capable of a lot more than I thought I was. And I think that's the reality for all of us as human beings. We are born with innate potential, and it's up to us to do everything we can to fulfill that.
I started regular cold exposure just about a year ago now, but I wish I'd started earlier. It's hard to explain the mental clarity that you experience after overcoming the initial shock. The best way I can describe cold plunging is voluntary suffering. You're choosing to subject yourself to discomfort. In many ways, I think cold plunging is kind of like the mountains. There's a part of it that really sucks, but the rewards always outweigh the cost. And to be able to prove to yourself that you can do hard things, that's one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. I think one of the reasons I'm so drawn to nature is that it never fails to put my life into perspective. When I'm out there, I'm not thinking about my problems or my stresses or my worries. I'm staring up at the beautiful trees, the smell of the fresh air, the way the light shines through the trees. There just aren't enough words to describe the experience of being out there. I think one of the reasons I love to climb mountains is that it's never guaranteed. Every time you step foot on a mountain, you don't know if you're going to make it to the top or not. And in many ways, there's nothing more exciting than that because you don't know the outcome. And it's an opportunity to test yourself and push yourself, and yet sometimes you could be as capable as possible and you still have to turn around. But if you knew you were going to make it to the top, why would you be out there in the first place? In that way, the mountains have taught me more about myself than almost anything else. I love this quote by Wilfred Noyce. If adventure has a final motive, it is this. We go out because it is our nature to go out, to climb mountains, to paddle rivers, to fly to the planets, and to plunge into the depths of the oceans. When man ceases to do these things, he is no longer man.